Have you ever looked at the clock and wondered if it's secretly speeding up or perhaps slowing down? Have you felt days blur into weeks and years vanish in what feels like a blink? It's a sensation many of us share, a profound shift in our relationship with time. But what if this isn't just a feeling, but a fascinating, measurable phenomenon rooted deep within our own minds? We all live by the objective clock, seconds, minutes, hours, universally measured. Yet our experience of time is anything but universal. It's a deeply personal, subjective journey, a concept ancient Greeks understood when they distinguished chronos, the measurable, from kairos, the opportune moment. An hour at a thrilling concert can feel like minutes, while an hour stuck in traffic can stretch into an eternity. This isn't magic, it's chronoception, your brain's unique sense of time, and it's far more flexible than you might imagine. At the heart of this lies the information processing theory. Simply put, the more new information your brain processes, the slower time seems to pass. Think back to childhood. Every day was an explosion of novelty, new sights, sounds, discoveries. Your brain was working overtime, soaking it all in, and as a result, those summer vacations felt endless. But as we age, life often settles into routine. Our brains, incredibly efficient, start to encode familiar experiences less richly, almost like recording fewer frames per second. This reduced cognitive effort makes time feel like it's accelerating, a phenomenon further explained by the log time theory. A year for a 5-year-old is 20% of their life, but for a 50-year-old, it's a mere 2%. Each unit of time becomes a smaller fraction of our cumulative experience, making it feel proportionally shorter. But how does our brain actually do this? Unlike our other senses, there isn't a single time organ. Instead, time perception is a symphony played by a distributed network of brain regions, including the cerebral cortex, cerebellum, and basal ganglia. Scientists often describe an internal clock with a pacemaker, a switch, and an accumulator, all modulated by our attention. When you're deeply focused, that switch closes, allowing pulses from the pacemaker to accumulate, influencing your sense of duration. And then there are the chemical conductors of this temporal orchestra. Take dopamine, for instance. This neurotransmitter, famous for its role in reward and motivation, also profoundly influences our internal clock. Research shows that stimulating dopamine neurons can actually slow down your internal clock, leading you to underestimate time intervals. This offers a powerful scientific explanation for that age-old adage, time flies when you're having fun. It's an adaptive mechanism, encouraging us to spend more time in rewarding environments. Our brains are also masters of temporal illusion. Have you ever noticed the second hand of an analog clock seeming to pause for an extra moment when you first look at it? That's chronostasis, a fascinating trick where your visual system models events before conscious perception. Or consider the Kappa effect, where a longer physical journey can feel longer, even if it takes the same objective time as a shorter one. These illusions aren't glitches. They're windows into how our brains actively construct our temporal reality. Intriguingly, some theories even suggest a relativistic nature to time perception within the brain, where the speed of neural activity in our cortex might influence time dilation and compression, echoing Einstein's own playful observation about time with a pretty girl versus a hot stove. Now let's talk about modern life. The digital age has introduced an unprecedented challenge: information overload. We're constantly bombarded by a torrent of data, social media, news, emails, a volume, speed, and complexity that often exceeds our cognitive capacity. While you might think more information would slow time down, the reality is that this constant, fragmented, and often superficial processing prevents our brains from laying down richly encoded memories. It's not about the quantity of information, but the quality and depth of its processing. This perpetual state of diffuse attention and cognitive strain can paradoxically make time feel compressed, as meaningful temporal markers become fewer and less vivid. The COVID-19 pandemic served as a global, involuntary experiment in altered time perception. Lockdowns shattered routines, drastically reduced new experiences, and amplified stress. Many reported days running together or stretching indefinitely. This collective experience validated what scientists already knew. Our sense of time is profoundly shaped by novelty, routine, and social connection. Isolation, in particular, made time drag while community helped provide structure. Add to this the pervasive modern scourges of chronic stress and sleep deprivation, both of which impair cognitive functions like attention and memory, further distorting our internal clocks. But here's the empowering part. Understanding these mechanisms means we're not passive victims of time's whims. We can actively influence our temporal experience. Since novelty is key, deliberately introducing newness into your life can effectively stretch time. Travel to unfamiliar places, learn a new skill, meet new people. These activities demand focused attention and create richly encoded memories. Perhaps most powerfully, practicing mindfulness, paying conscious, deliberate attention to your day-to-day experiences, can quiet the mind's chatter and enhance the vividness of perception, increasing the information your brain processes. Breaking free from monotonous routines is crucial. Engage in effortful, concentrated activities that truly absorb you. While time might seem to fly during such absorption, these intense, novel experiences are deeply encoded, creating strong memories that can stretch the perceived duration when recalled. The feeling that time no longer feels the same isn't a sign of losing control. It's an invitation to reclaim it. Time perception is a dynamic, psychobiological phenomenon actively generated by your brain. By understanding its intricate workings and consciously engaging with your experiences, you can transform your relationship with this fundamental dimension of existence, making your lived moments richer, more expansive, and more meaningful. It's a testament to the incredible power of your own mind.